today we're diving into the powerful influence of super PACs. Over the decades, U.S. election funding has reached record-breaking amounts every election cycle. This skyrocketing increase is largely influenced by a relatively new political landscape: super political action committees. A direct result of the landmark Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission in July 2010. In this ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court declared uncapped independent expenditure as a form of freedom of speech. Unlike traditional PACs, super PACs operate as the quiet giants behind campaigns, where unlimited funds from corporations and wealthy individuals pour into ad campaigns for election candidates, amplifying their strategic messages. This ultimately wields the power to influence voter perceptions on a massive scale. As a record high of $21 billion has been spent on the current election cycle, we ask, are super PACs enhancing engagement or are they distorting it? While some argue that super PACs promote positive civic engagement by supporting voter awareness, they are often viewed as controversial, as critics focus on their role in narrow interest lobbying. Consequently, are they nudging voters towards decisions shaped by the wealthier donors while leaving others unheard? This trend of disproportionate funding not only shifts political power, but also leads to a form of market failure in politics. That being public good and inequality.
The first market failure is public goods, whereby super PACs are subverting the public of an effective government. Super PACs are affecting the non-excludability by prioritizing the interests of large donors, which turn government benefits into excludable goods. President-elect Donald Trump vowed to oil executives to cut taxes and ease regulations if they raised $1 billion for his re-election. His efforts include reversing environmental policies introduced by President Joe Biden, which are non-excludable as it creates positive externalities benefiting citizens of a cleaner environment. However, these public rights are being compromised to favor wealthy donors. The next factor is non-rivalry. When one has billionaire support, it can introduce rivalry in democratic participation. For instance, in 2016, Donald Trump received $20 million from Sheldon Adelson and his Israeli-American wife, Dr. Mariam Adelson, in exchange for moving the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This exemplifies how financial power allows the influence of foreign policy decisions, despite the conflict with Trump's advisors and public interests. The billionaire influence turned government decisions into rivalrous resources, which dictates outcomes, reducing the democracy for ordinary citizens.
Inequality as a market failure. The Citizens United decision also threatens equality in political agendas, as candidates now prioritize wealthy donor interests over those of the broader public in their pursuits of funding. A prominent example is Reid Hoffman, a Microsoft board member who donated $7 million to her super PAC supporting Kamala Harris. Hoffman has publicly criticized Financial Trade Commission Chair Lina Khan, a progressive antitrust advocate with an 88% approval rating among Democrats, pushing against her reappointment. Khan, known for her commitment to protecting the working class, has implemented sweeping reforms such as a ban on non-compete agreements, which limit job mobility and stifle wage growth, as well as actively challenging monopolistic practices that drive up consumer costs. The heavy reliance on the donor class shifts focus from equality-driven policies to issues that align with the privileged. This led Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders to attribute the democratic laws to oligarchic control of the party rather than the will of the people.
Theoretically, governments could impose caps or even ban super PACs to level the playing field, curbing the wealthy donors' power, making it fairer. This idea revolves around limiting the amount of money that individuals, corporations, or unions can contribute to super PACs, or a more aggressive approach prohibiting them from raising or spending money independently to influence elections. This solution could also lessen pressure on candidates to cater to big donors, potentially leading to policy choices more aligned with the public good. This could help restore public trust by eliminating a significant source of big money influence.
But there's a catch. Citizens United Supreme Court ruling protects these unlimited spendings as a form of free speech. Making a ban is nearly impossible without overturning the decision. Even if we successfully ban super PACs, the money might simply flow into less transparent channels, making it harder to track and regulate political spending.
Finally, we have increasing transparency. This approach focuses on requiring super PACs to disclose their donors in more detail and in real time. Transparency alone doesn't completely solve the problem. It doesn't address unlimited contributions allowed to super PACs, and there are concerns that revealing donors could lead to harassment or a chilling effect on free speech. Seattle's Democracy Voucher Program, initiated in 2017. This system aimed to reduce the influence of large donors in elections by giving each resident 4 $25 vouchers that they could donate to participating candidates. This program indirectly addresses the issue of super PACs by increasing small donor participation and diminishing the relative power of large super PAC contributions. Outright bans on super PACs, however, have not been implemented due to legal challenges stemming from the Citizens United decision. The Successful Disclose Act in California requires clear and unambiguous disclosure on ads. Each approach, whether it's capping contributions, banning super PACs, or increasing transparency, has its strengths and limitations. A balanced mixture of caps and increased transparency seem the most feasible way forward, as we cannot allow for the degradation of our electoral system and democracy at large in the hands of physically endowed.